And welcome back to the best wrestling show in the world. And why is that the R-Truth, you ask? Well, it's not me. It's Damascus, Des, and Vinny, Bucci. And we are here to preview the Crown Jewel pay-per-view coming up in hours, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get to it. So much to talk about. Booch, Desmond, welcome back to the show. We have a pretty cool kickoff match that's going to kick everything off at Crown Jewel. We have Sami Zayn going up against the wannabe Judgment Day initiate, and that's JD McDonough. Guys, to me, this is pretty much a no-brainer, but I want to get y'all's picks first. And of course, Damascus Des, being the champion, you get first say, sir.
Like you said, this is a no-brainer. Sami Zayn is not losing to the third string of the Judgment Day.
Vinny Booch, are you going off on a limb here? Are you going off the grid? Are you going to go with JD McDonough, or are you going to go with 99.99% of the world here?
Well, on this one, I have to, mostly because A, it's common sense, and B, it's the pre-show. So, everybody knows how I feel about the pre-show. It don't count in my eyes, but it counts in the male soap opera moment prediction world. But common sense will tell you Sami Zayn's winning this. There's no reason for him to lose. There's no reason for JD McDonough to win. He gains nothing from this. And, he's the third string of Judgment Day, but also he's not being pushed for anything. So storyline-wise, there's nothing to gain from it. So Sami wins.
I would argue that while there's nothing storyline wise right now that it benefits, JD McDonough does need some wins, and a win against Sami Zayn is a big win.
Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that I don't think. I'm just saying it's not like. It's not gonna happen. I'm just saying it's not like JD like this is like a make or break thing where if he loses he needs to win this match or he's buried kind of thing. He can lose this match and win again eventually. Is what
it's a pre-show match. Ain't nobody giving a fuck.
Exactly. No one's giving a fuck. So they're gonna give Sami the win to make everybody happy. To get the fans happy before the actual show starts.
Sami needs the win, right? Because he's been separated from his partner Kevin Owens, right? Kevin's moved on to SmackDown, so Sami needs a push in the right direction. And again, a win for him much more valuable than for JD McDonough. All three of us are in Sami Zayn's court. Now let's talk about a match that does matter, gentlemen, and that is the undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line as Roman Reigns is putting it down, approaching Hulk Hogan's tenure as champion. Let's put that in mind here as we make our prediction. He's putting it on the line against the hottest man in all of wrestling. And I'm not talking about the Miz, Booch, despite your surprise by that comment. I am talking about L.A. Knight. What to do. Vinny Bucci, it's true. It's damn true. It's your turn, sir.
This one scares me a little bit because let's be clear. No one has been a bigger cheerleader for LA Knight than me. Since NXT, all the way back to when he was Eli Drake, I have been behind this guy. I have wanted to see this guy become the megastar. I knew he was a megastar way back when. I was so excited for this guy to come to WWE. And trust me, if by some miracle he walks out with the belt at Crown Jewel, I can't be too upset because obviously I've been a big LA Knight fan. However, with other stories that are coming up and everything that's going on, I don't think they're going to pull the trigger in Saudi Arabia and have Roman. The only way I see Roman losing the title before WrestleMania is if they're going to book him versus The Rock. If he's not facing The Rock, he ain't losing the title till Mania. It's just not happening. So I'm also scared because I'm worried if LA Knight takes a loss here, it won't bury him. I'm not going to go that far, but it will definitely kill the momentum that he has been building, which is why, as excited as I am to see him in a main event title match, I'm not happy it's happening right now because I'm worried it's gonna hurt him. It's not gonna kill him, but it's gonna hurt him. So, in the spirit of that, because I don't think he's dropping the belt soon, like I said, if he wins, I have no objections, but I think Roman Reigns is keeping it, and I think it's gonna be tough for LA Knight to climb back.
There is one thing that makes me think that LA Knight could win this. And that's that Roman Reigns is not apparently going to be booked at all for Survivor Series. I've been hearing that the next time Roman Reigns is going to be in a match isn't until January.
Is there a reason?
Apparently, he's just taking a hiatus. I don't know if it's his health or what it is, but apparently he's taking a hiatus, and he's not currently booked for another match until backstage stuff until January, and that would be the Royal Rumble leading up to, or which would be leading up to Mania.
Des, are you telling us that you're siding with LA here?
I don't know. That's the I really want to.
I know you do. I know you do.
So bad I want to.
We all do.
And it's really hard to vote against Roman Reigns. But at the same time, Triple H is in control of creative now, which means changes are happening. All right. I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm seeing the possibility of Randy Orton returning at Crown Jewel. I'm seeing the possibility of Kairi Sane returning at Crown Jewel. There are a lot of things that could change, a lot of things that could completely upset the landscape of WWE right now. I've also been seeing the possibility of Randy Orton being the one to take the belt off of Roman Reigns. There's a lot of speculation in a lot of different directions here. But what I can't see here is Roman Reigns holding that title and not being at one of the big four. And everything I'm seeing is saying that he's not going to be at Survivor Series. Now, dirt sheets could be wrong. It's very possible. But because I'm seeing that he's not expected to be at Survivor Series, this is probably going to be the make or break for me keeping this son of a bitch. I'm saying LA Knight.
Wow. Okay. Holy cow. All right. Oh, the cojones on this guy. The cojones on these guys.
It's a gamble. He's taking it.
But
Gosh.
if LA Knight wins, it almost guarantees me this belt.
I mean,
Pretty much.
it's the boldest yet like logical. It's the boldest yet logical thing to put together.
Yeah.
By siding with you, Des, I'm already putting myself at a disadvantage because I have to play the odds here. May the odds forever be in the Wenz's favor. Therefore, I will stay with the incumbent, Roman Reigns, at least until he gets closer to that 1474. And that is Hulkamania's magic number, brother. And he's coming up on close to 1,100 days.
So you're thinking he's going to have it for a whole nother year?
I mean, that's not a whole nother year. It's
300 days.
It would take us to WrestleMania because WrestleMania is in April. So we're in November. We'd be getting close. We'd be getting real close numerically. Booch, if you want to crunch those numbers, feel free.
Yeah.
But with that said, I can't risk it. But Des, if you win this match, dude, my gosh. All right. We'll need a wheelbarrow to carry yours out. 2 for Roman Reigns, 1 for LA Knight. Keep on moving before he changes his mind. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Boy, oh boy, what Seth Rollins has done for this title. Can we just give him a quick round? People want to throw shade. It's a meaningless title. Yeah. It's not. It's really not. And he has boosted it. And the question is, gentlemen, is it still his time? Or is it time to move on to the man with a long sword, Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath? I picked last on all of these. This is one that I've really, really struggled with because I understand McIntyre's really overdue, but I also am wondering, do they think he's good enough, serious enough believable, buyable over enough to hold this title for anywhere as long as Seth Rollins did. And the question will be answered with a emphatic yes. Yes, yes, yes. If Daniel Bryan was here, he would agree. Drew McIntyre is flying out of Saudi Arabia as world heavyweight champion. If you heard it here first, folks, on to whoever would like to go next.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I love Seth Rollins, and he has done wonders with this belt. Drew McIntyre's overdue. Drew McIntyre is one of the few people on the roster that is believable to hold either title. He's got the size, he's got the look, he's got the charisma, and with his current heel run, this would be a perfect time to solidify that and make him champion.
2 for Drew. What say you, Booch?
I'm going to say something right now that I haven't said about the World Heavyweight title pretty much since this damn thing started. I'm excited for this match because for the first time since this title was created, we have a world title match that feels like a world title match. I feel like I'm seeing top guy versus top guy worlds instead of top guy versus what the fuck are you doing here? That was the vibe for the majority of it. So now I'm feeling like, okay, this is what the world title is all about to me. 2 guys who are main event level, top guys that can hold this title credibly. Both these men are deserving. And it's one of those matches where if we weren't doing predictions and points and trying to win a belt, either way, we'd be happy no matter who wins because both these guys are amazing and the match will be great. I would love to see Drew McIntyre win this. I feel like this could be his moment because he's been world champion before. So people need to stop pretending like he's never been. But everybody complains about the fact that when he won the world title, it was in a warehouse during COVID. So when he celebrated, there were no fans standing up cheering. So they're trying to give him that fan feeling moment. So I feel like Drew could win this. The only thing that stops me is the fact that I am still holding out for the possibility that Punk could show up in Chicago. I'm holding out hope for it. And I do believe that, in the spirit of that, when Punk shows up, obviously his feud has to be with Rollins because he's been the only one talking shit. Also, there have been a lot of subtle CM Punk hints dropped from what I've been reading about over the last few weeks. GTS is being used. Certain phrases Punk has said being name dropped. So if Punk's not showing up, they're doing a very good job of teasing and manipulating the audience. So because I'm holding out on that possibility, and this could come back to bite me in the ass,
It's gonna.
I say Seth is going to retain and crown jewel. I'm going with Rollins.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so for sure, at this point, we definitely have a winner of this title. Because at one point or another, we have all disagreed with each other. So
Yeah, I like that. We've had like 2 matches, because let's be real, the kickoff match doesn't matter. We had 2 matches and we all we're all over the place already.
I'm so shocked, to be honest with you guys, that neither of you brought in the idea of Damian Priest cashing in at the conclusion of this match. I'm very shocked by that.
Well, even if it does happen, there still has to be a winner in this match. So it's not like, oh, Damian Priest cashes in afterwards and that's null and void. No, if Seth Rollins retains and then Damian Priest cashes in afterwards, takes the belt, I still get the point. If Drew wins and Damian cashes in and takes it, you guys still get that point. So
the only way that him cashing in matters is if he cashes in like Rollins did in the middle of a match.
It makes it a triple threat. Then we get over. Then the points get thrown out.
Oh, that would be tragic. Oh my God.
Now, here's the thing: is I've been seeing also another possibility of LA Knight winning his first world title, and then immediately after Damian Priest taking it off of him.
Oh my gosh, that would be so Stephanie McMahon.
Here's the thing: is it would be great because LA Knight is phenomenal chasing a title to begin with.
Yeah.
And the anger, the story he would tell of getting that title back when it
Uh-huh.
was stolen from him. Fucking
Can you, and also, could
The
you
money's in the chase.
imagine what that would do for Damian Priest's heel character?
Yeah.
Like if he
phenomenal
played that, it would take him from, I think he's like a 4.5 heel out of 10, honestly. If I'm being objective, he's not there yet. This would, if they book this right, this would take him to an 8.5, 9 easily.
I'll be real with you. I like Damian Priest more as an anti-hero kind of face character than I do as a heel. I like him better in that middle, just a badass dude who gets along with people kind of guy. All right. So I'm with you. He's not the best heel in the world. The only reason he's doing an all right job as a heel right now is because he's working with a heel faction.
Yeah, it helps. It does help. But there it is. You're right. It doesn't affect the outcome. I was just kind of surprised that nobody brought it in, including myself, because we're all reading stuff online. We're thinking like, how's this going to play in? Probably not on this match, but if it does, wouldn't that be something? All right, so let's keep it moving here on down the list. We're going to stick to the ladies match. We're going to save the best for last. So we're going to put the ladies towards the end of the show. Before we get to them, Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul, United States Championship. Oh my gosh, guys. This is the moment. This is the moment for Logan Paul to finally win something. And I'm not going to give my prediction, obviously, officially. You kind of have what I feel, but that could change. So, Booch, would you like to go first, sir?
Sure. I'm excited for this match too. I love it. Logan Paul is, again, regardless of what people feel about him, he has shown in WWE he belongs here. It's established. And I feel like Logan Paul definitely needs some gold around his waist. And I feel like the U.S. title is perfect for him because, you know, Logan Paul, regardless of what his schedule is, can bring value to that championship. Because even if he's not on TV, the fact is he's all over social media. He's on the internet. He's everywhere. He has his podcast. He gets millions and downloads. Like, the guy is a outside of the ring megastar. So if that U.S. title is featured everywhere he goes, and no doubt Logan Paul is going to do it, he has that kind of ego where he'll walk to a show with that belt around his waist. He'll sit there on Impulsive interviewing other celebrities with that belt sitting there. He's got that kind of ego in and out of the ring to where, yeah, I earned this. I'm a good American boy. He even challenged for it after his boxing match. So it's like he made the challenge outside of the world of WWE, and then Rey Mysterio and Santos and everybody had to reply to it saying, all right, come on, come get it. Rey's like, let's do this. The storyline is great. The telling is great. This is a moment for Logan Paul. No doubt in my mind, he takes the United States title. Logan Paul will be the champ.
This is an interesting one because I really don't know. It's that simple. I don't know. And it doesn't happen very often. Like with LA Knight, I'm taking a gamble and I know that's a gamble.
Yeah.
With Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio, neither one feels like a gamble to me. It could go either way, and I would be happy with it pretty much either way. And it's one of those deals where I would love for Logan Paul to win this, but I also feel like the mid-card title should be featured every week on the show. Whether it's in a match, whether it's him getting out there and talking shit, I don't care. It should be featured. They should be making a point of it. So the question then becomes, is Logan Paul going to be honest and say the WWE is his home and make it his home while he's got that title? Or is he not? I don't think he's going to do it. I just don't. Which is why, and like I said, this one here this is a challenge. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to disagree with Vinny, and I'm going to say Rey Mysterio is going to retain it, mainly because Logan did win his last match, so it's not like he's continuing winning and losing another match in a row. He beat Ricochet. I think he's losing to Rey.
Wow. All right. Yeah, my mind didn't change. I'm going with Logan Paul for sure on this one. This is his time. It's overseas. What better way to keep propelling the Prime brand? You know, we'll be throwing bottles out to people. That'll be great. But yeah, for sure. Logan Paul will probably win that match. Woo! Lots of points of disagreement, guys. We're gonna have a champion for sure. Cody Rhodes taking on the aforementioned head of that dark faction, the Judgment Day, Damian Priest. No titles. This is just this is a respect match. This is a career building match.
It's a grudge match. It's very simple.
Yeah, this is a big one of these bad boys, right? Damascus Des, what's your vibe on this one, sir?
Look, I'm gonna say I love Damian Priest, and I do feel like he's on the come up, but Cody ain't losing to in a random match, a singles match to somebody in the faction. It's just not happening. Cody Rhodes is taking this. There's no question here.
Booch, what say you?
Same here. Cody, no doubt Cody's winning this. They're going to keep building the momentum to get him to where he needs to go, which is Mania to finish the story. With Damian Priest, he has the briefcase. So at the end of the day, Damian Priest is in a rare situation where he can take all the L's in the world, because once he cashes that in, that's the W. And that's,
I mean, he's still a tag team champion too. So
yeah, he's still got that belt.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's got a ways to go. There are some wrestlers that they're taking L after L after L. After a certain point, you lose your value. Damian's got a briefcase that he can cash in whenever he wants on a guy when he's damn near half dead. So all the L's in the world ain't going to prevent that.
He's got the get out of the grave free chart.
Exactly. Get out of the grave.
You can bury him all he wants, but it's gonna pull right up.
Exactly. Like, he's got to cash that in. Boom, he's done. So he's got room to play with. And Cody, like I said, they're still building his momentum with his adversity. So yeah, Cody's definitely winning.
Yeah, I'm going with Cody too. That's a trifecta for Mr. Rhodes. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. The scud all around town is that Cena hasn't won a singles match in 5 years. Is it time? Is it time? Or is it just time to let him be the guy who people step over to get to where they are? I mean, we saw it with LA Knight. Are we going to see that with Solo Sikoa? Is Solo going to get a win over the GOAT in some minds across the pond? In my view, I don't see a need for Solo Sikoa to win this match, right? I'm just going to go with John Cena. He's a fan favorite everywhere, and he needs a win. He hasn't had one in a long time. So I'm going to go with John Cena. What do you guys think?
Okay, I'm going to take over here and let Vinny go last, because I've got a weird thing. Remember how I said that Randy Orton could be making a return? One of the people I've been hearing him making a return against is, of course, John Cena. So the possibility is that he could cost Cena the match, and they could have a little small program with Cena and Orton. Or maybe Cena wins the match and Orton attacks him afterwards. There are options. It's just one of those deals where, once again, I don't know exactly what's happening, but I do know this. I've been saying for a long time that Cena can't keep taking losses and be called a feat to beat him. At some point, it's like, you ain't got it no more, my man. And he has to prove that he still got it. So I think this is one of those cases where if Orton does attack him, it's going to be after the match. And I'm thinking that Cena's taking the win.
Booch, you're nodding your head a lot. The steam's coming out of your ears. What's going on up there?
Well, there's no steam coming out of the ears. I'm very intrigued because this was interesting. I didn't know. So I was very much paying attention. There's no steam though. I will say Cena, if Cena and Orton do, in fact, if what he's saying is true, if Dez is saying is true, and we're going to have a Cena Orton feud, I'm all for it. My only issue is if Cena and Orton are going to fight one more time, I think in order to avoid fans not being happy about it, I would say that's a match that needs to go to Mania, because Cena and Orton have had their feud for a long time. They've been in multiple pay-per-views, one of the greatest rivalries ever. I called it many years ago. I said if booked properly, they could have the greatest rivalry since Austin and The Rock. Not better than Austin and The Rock, but since. And when you know who won the pony, I called it's happened. But they've never locked up at Mania. It's one of the greatest rivalries ever, and they've never had a WrestleMania one-on-one match.
Wow.
So I would love to see that at Mania, and I just don't want to put it at like a Survivor Series or a Royal Rumble. You build that. That's something you do at Mania to have like a big.
Well, here's the thing: they could very well build it over time. Like it's one of those things where they have a lot. They might have to throw some tag team matches in. They never get definitive shit, and they build this to Mania.
Yeah, they have to do a lot of building. So I would love that. But also, like we said before, Cena definitely needs a win here, and because he needs to prove that he is the best, and that he still got it. And then that way, when the time comes for him to job to somebody that is going to be the next guy, it'll mean something because he's gotten some wins under his belt. That's why I wasn't happy when he lost to Austin Theory, because I felt like that was a bad idea, because Theory was not the guy, at least not right now. Maybe in 10, 15 years, maybe, but he ain't there. And the win did nothing to change any of his trajectory. He's on the same path he would have been on, loss or not.
If they would have continued the rivalry with him and Cena, that would have been cool.
Maybe.
I'd have been down with that.
Yes, I would be down with that too. So now you got Solo Sikoa. I like Solo Sikoa, but let's be honest. He's not a guy you're building to be a world champion anytime soon. He's in an enforcer position. He does not need to beat Cena. He doesn't need this win. He will not benefit from this win. It's not like Solo's going to beat John Cena and then become the tribal chief and the head of the table. It ain't happening. He's going to go win or lose. He's right back to being the right-hand man of Roman until they decide to pull the trigger and have them feud against each other, which they should have already done by now. So John Cena needs to win more to prove that he is still the GOAT, and then get some more wins, and then when the time is ready for him to job to somebody like a Cody Rhodes or an LA Knight, like those are the kind of guys Cena needs to be given losses to, because those are guys that are going to be your main event top guys.
So interesting thing. Sorry, going back to Roman Reigns and LA Knight. I know we already talked about this, but there was one other thing that I saw in passing that I completely forgot about. Possibility, because it has happened at least 3 times that I know of Paul Heyman turning on his guy. I saw the possibility of him, because of him talking so much good about LA Knight, of him turning on Roman Reigns and helping LA Knight.
Oh my gosh, that would be
That'd
crazy.
Be
That would be crazy. All right, but we gotta keep moving. So all
Cena.
3 of us though are for
John Cena.
Oh yeah.
All 3 for Cena. But with Desmond throwing in the idea of we might see an RKO from out of nowhere across the way. It could happen. So now we will get to the moments that people have been waiting for. And in these 2 matches, let's start with the one that probably people aren't like super, super excited about. And we're going to talk about it. It's the 5-way match. And I wanted to say, I'm so sick of not saying 5-way elimination match. When you have 5 competitors, the idea of the first person winning via pinfall is disgusting to me. And the fact that we have not, and Booch, you know how I feel about this, but the fact that we have not seen elimination matches since the early 2000s is just mind-blowing to me. I don't get it. You screw so many people out of an opportunity to continue on and tell a story. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's the thing: is that does tell a story, because then you get somebody who said, "Look, I was fighting this person over here. I can't fight 4 people at the same time. I'm fighting this person fighting this person, and we knocked this person out." It's like we can't have eyes all over the board. That's the whole point of this match. Is it's supposed to be chaotic, which is really great if they're gonna use it to change out who the champion is.
Oh, okay.
Because if you change out who the champion is, then it's like, oh yeah, but I wasn't pinned. I wasn't submitted.
And then when you have people in this match, like up and coming people like Zoe Stark, like Raquel Rodriguez, veterans,
that right there makes it a great way to build somebody up, because they didn't beat the champion, but they did become champion. So it puts them in a position to have a real feud with the previous champion.
Totally. And so right now, our current champion, Rhea Ripley, but she's going to go up against some really hot competitors. One, baddest woman in WWE. Let's just call her what she is. I mean, Booch, you know I'm a fan. I've been since the old world. Nia Jax is back, baby. And she's in this match. And I don't think she would be back if not to at least create a little bit of doubt. I personally would love to see Raquel Rodriguez win this match, but I don't think it's happening yet. I don't think she's ready. I don't think Zoe Stark is ready. And I don't think that Rhea Ripley is walking out as champion. I think that Nia Jax is winning this match tomorrow afternoon. Guys, in agreement? Disagreement?
Not at all. Not at all. Actually, I think the Fatal 5-Way is a great way of having Nia Jax not be in the decision. Because I feel like they don't want to hand her a loss, but they also don't want her to immediately take the championship. Taking the belt off of Rhea is a tough thing to do. And I think that if they're going to do it, they need to put it on first somebody who Rhea can face while remaining a heel, because she is part of the Judgment Day. So if it's going to go to someone new, it needs to be a face. And I believe the only face in the match is Raquel Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. Though technically, I believe Shayna Baszler could pull off a face turn if she just does the badass route for a while. I feel like, and I feel the same way about Zoe Starks. She could pull the face run if she just went the badass route for a while. So those are the only three that I feel like could take the title. That being said, I think in this case, Mommy knows best. Mommy is not losing this way. I think, even though I feel like this would be a great way to take the title off of her without her being involved in the finish, I think they're not going to. And historically, the more people in the match, the more likely a champion retains.
Sure. It's true. But is it true tomorrow, Booch? Is it true tomorrow?
Here's the complicated situation here. I should be excited for this match. I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Because, and it's something that Des and I talked about before, where twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. I sense a pattern here, because what we've seen over the last couple of weeks or months, I should say, is we've had a situation where Dominic Mysterio was a North American champion, went into a big pay-per-view, lost the title. Had another match on free TV, belt went right back to him. Screw Trick Williams, still, as an NXT fan, not happy about that. We go to Fastlane. We have Cody and Jay take the tag team titles from Finn and Damian Priest. We all had objections to it, had our reasons. Go back and listen if you want to hear them. What happens? About a week or so later, belt goes right back to Finn and Damian. So let's say Rhea Ripley loses her title in this match. Who's to say the next night on Raw or the week or two later, the belt don't go right back to her? So why would I be excited to see this match? Even if she wins and she has that moment of, oh my God, this is great. I can't be happy because I want to know, okay, when's the countdown to when you're just going to hand it right back to her? So that's why I can't get emotionally invested. Nothing to do with Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley. There's nothing to do with her character, nothing to do with her gimmick, and everything to do with this weird form of booking that Triple H has where he wants to, take a belt off of somebody and then hot shot and change his mind. So ideally, I would love Nia Jax to win this. I feel like she's been on a hot streak. I feel like this is, if you're going to establish her as the badass who squashes everybody, this is a good time to do it. However, Des does make a valid point. If you don't want the belt on Nia Jax right now, this is the best scenario to not put it on her. Because if it's one-on-one and you don't put it on her, you're killing whatever momentum you're building. So this could work. You have Shayna Baszler. Haven't seen much of her since Ronda Rousey. So I don't know what the hell they're doing with her. You then got Zoe Stark, who obviously is a babyface because she had the incident where after Trish slapped her in the face, she turned on her. But I ain't seen her much on TV since then either. So I thought she was feuding with Trish. When the hell did that stop? Then you got Raquel Rodriguez, who should have beaten Rhea Ripley one-on-one. I'm not happy she didn't walk out that title because she has the badass, she has the look, she has the promo. She is somebody you can push as a top star. So the big question now is, who do I take this title to? Because now I'm worried it's going to go right back to Rhea. I have no idea what to do here, but this is a night of rolling the dice. So I'm going to go with Raquel. I'm going to say Raquel takes it. And then hopefully Rhea doesn't take it back. But if she does, maybe they can continue that feud because that feud was
I would love for Raquel to win this. It would be great if they're going to keep the belt on her.
Yeah.
But like I said, I generally historically, and you know this, the more people in a match, the more likely the champ retains.
Right. I agree. I totally agree. I'm just saying they've done the thing where Judgment Day people have lost their belts and then brought it back. So who's to say they might not do it a third time?
I said we've hit the coincidence point and we have not hit the pattern.
Yes, I'm sensing it. So I'm playing safe on. I'm playing the odds on this one. So I'm gonna go with Raquel.
But listen, guys, I love that all three of us have gone with different winners here. And now is the last match. The WWE Women's Championship is on the line as Io Sky faces Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. I mean, we've all seen Bianca kind of morph into this dark kind of character, and I kind of like it. I gotta be honest with you. Not super dark, but just a little bit of edge, a little bit of sass, a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of pissed off. Been screwed out in some situations, guys. I don't blame her. This is an opportunity for Bianca Belair. This is a big opportunity. Damascus Des, what's your vibe on this one?
Bianca just returned. She wasn't gone for too terribly long, but she did leave off of an injury. Was it a real injury? Was it kayfabe? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care if I'm being honest with you. She just returned. And she's one of those names that's really, really hard to bet against. Historically, she's got a good chance of winning this. I feel like, and this is coming from a fan, I love Io Sky. I'm probably the only one of the three of us that does, okay? But I love Io Sky. I feel like Bianca is going to win this title. I think this is one of those times. It's she made her return and went straight for the champion. It's one of those times. It feels like Charlotte Flair making a return. Is what it feels like.
Wow, right for Booch with that one.
But he makes a valid point, and I agree with Booch that Charlotte was pushed way too fast, way too hard, way too fast. The numbers are way bigger than she is, and that's a problem. That's not. I like Charlotte, but I feel like it took time for me to grow to like Charlotte, and I felt like they rushed her push, but. In this case, I feel like this Bianca returning the way it's happening gives me that Charlotte feel, that big time return feel. It's like when John Cena returns. It was like when John Cena returned over the years, back when he was still in his prime and wrestling full time, he was winning a championship when he came back. That's what it feels like with Bianca Belair right now. She's going to win this title.
A strong take. Makes sense. Strong foundation on your opinion there. Booch, what do you think?
I think Bianca's going to win, but for a different reason. And that reason is simply, I can sum it up in 2 words. Jade Cargill. Jade, right now, as we know, they're featuring her on TV. She's making her rounds. She's obviously still training in the Performance Center, getting used to the WWE style, but they are establishing that this is going to be our next female star. And I got a feeling that they want to put Jade and Bianca, and I feel like this is something they're building for WrestleMania. I feel like
Jade wins the female Rumble.
Yeah, Bianca's going to win this title, and she's going to have a decent run with it, which makes sense because she's had long runs in the past. I feel like Jade is going to win the Royal Rumble. She's going to challenge Bianca. They're going to go to Mania, and Jade's going to take it there. And we're going to establish a new female star fresh off the other company. So even though like AEW is technically a secondary promotion, they were prime time on TBS. So she was an undefeated champion for a very long time on prime time TV. So that is still a big deal. So that's what they're bringing her in like a star. They're treating her like a star, and she's going to get a victory over somebody that was a star champion. So that's why I think Bianca's going to win, to set the tone for her and Jade at Mania, where they're going to crown Jade as the new top female star.
I'm not such a big fan of Jade Cargill, but it's a valid point. It is a very valid point.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Io Sky to retain. And ladies and gentlemen, there are your predictions for Crown Jewel. Guys, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we will never, ever leave without a few key catchphrases, one of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
I got an 8-legged puppy.
Good God. What do you feed that thing?
Roaches.
Ooh, you can have some of mine.
No, not German roaches. Dubia roaches.